Hi, I'm gonna talk about the author of A Carol Christmas. The author was Charles Dickens. He was an English writer and a social critic. He created some of the world's best-known fictional characters and is regarded by many as the greatest novelist of the Victorian era. Charles Dickens was born in February 7th in 1812 in Portsmouth, Higham, and died in June 9th in 1870 at Gad's Hills Place, Higham. He began as a journalist, and his journalism in form of sketches, published in journals in 1833, came to be his first text collection, Sketches by Boz, which was published in 1836 and led to the publication of his first novel, Pickwick Papers. After this, his literary success began, and within a few years he had become an international literary celebrity, famous for his humor, satire, and keen observation of character and society. Charles Dickens married with Catherine Hogarth in 1836, and they had 10 children together, but one of them died. And the same year he was appointed editor of Bentley's Miscellany. He kept this record until 1839, when he became unhappy with the owner. In 1842, Dickens and his wife made their first trip to the United States and Canada. He described his journey in the short travel journal, American Notes for General Circulation. The journey was successful despite his support for the abolition of slavery. His writing is still popular, especially A Carol Christmas, from 1843, the first of his Christmas book, said to be written in just a few weeks. After he had been living abroad in Italy 1844 and Schweiz 1846, Dickens continued with his success and wrote, for example, Dombey and Son, David Copperfield, Bleak House, Hard Times, Little Dorrit, A Tale of Two Cities, and Great Expectations. He has also wrote the famous book Oliver Twist. Dickens was also the publisher and editor of and the major contributor to the magazines Household Words and All the Year Round. In 1846, his popularity had made it possible for him to buy Gad's Hills Place, a big house in Higham, Kent. It meant a lot to him because he has passed by there many times as a child and have dreamed of living there. Dickens was also satisfied with the place because it's also where the place for some of the events in Shakespeare's Henry, Part 1, and Dickens appreciated this literary connection. When Dickens prepared the performance of The Frozen Deep, he started a relationship with one of the actors as he hired for the female roles. You don't really know how the relationship was because they burned each other letters. But you know that when Dickens died, she received a lot of money from him that made her financially independent. Dickens and his wife separated in 1858, but a divorce was not unthinkable for a famous person as him. Instead, he paid for a house for her until he died. In June 9th, in 1865, Dickens were in a train accident when he was traveling to meet Elin, the woman he had a relationship with. He was not injured by the train accident, but did not recover, and the writing became smaller. Instead, he was out on a reading tour, and during one of them in England in 1869 to 1870, he got sick, and in June 9th in 1870, he died in his home after a stroke.